Good day, fellow South Africans and citizens of the world. And this Saturday, we have an extraordinary live stream, which is going to be happening at Williston, and it involves one of our channel heroes, Patrick. And what I'm doing here is putting a bit of Patrick's history with his channel together, because it's important to understand how we have worked together as a team. You know, often this is lost in the dust and crap like that, okay? Now, when I first met Patrick about a year ago, he was very, well, he was in a very bad place. And I decided my channel would support him. And I had a chat to him. I'm not going to show you all the live streams. You can go to my channels, you'll find them all, they're all there. But here are some of the significant moments of how Patrick's charity is developed in association with Loving Life. This is over the last year. Okay, so I'm going to start with a video that I put up where basically I reflect on how I felt on the man. And I've always had 100% support for him. He's an incredible guy. And here goes the first video.
We have a young English writer too, a fella called Ralph McTell, who wrote a lot of very good songs, but one of them is quite an incredible song, which I enjoy very much. Have you seen the old man in the closed-down market, kicking up the papers with his worn-out shoes? In his eyes you see no pride, hand held loosely by his side. Yesterday's papers telling yesterday's news. Oh, how can you tell me you're lonely and say for you that the sun doesn't shine? Oh, let me take you by the hand, I'll lead you through the streets of London. I'll show you something to make you change your mind. Have you seen the old girl who walks the streets of London? Dirt in her hair and her clothes in rags. She's no time for talking, she keeps right on walking, carrying her home in 2 carrier bags. Oh, how can you tell me you're lonely and say for you that the sun doesn't shine? Oh, let me take you by the hand, I'll lead you through the streets of London. I'll show you something to make you change your mind. In the all-night cafe at 11:15, same old man sitting there on his own, looking at the world over the rim of his teacup. Each tea lasts an hour, then he wanders home alone. Oh, how can you tell me you're lonely and say for you that the sun doesn't shine? Oh, let me take you by the hand, I'll lead you through the streets of London. I'll show you something to make you change your mind. Now, have you seen the old man outside the Seaman's Mission? Memory fading with the metal ribbons that he wears. In our winter city, why the rain cries little pity for one more forgotten hero and a world that doesn't care. Oh, how can you tell me you're lonely and say for you that the sun doesn't shine? Oh, let me take you by the hand, I'll lead you through the streets of London. I'll show you something to make you change your mind. I'll show you something to make you change your mind.
Okay, that was back in January 2019. And in February 2019, we're having a live stream, and the discussion came up about, getting food to the impoverished white population in particular. And a fellow came up in the side chat and said, I'm going to donate 1 ton of maize for the food drive that Patrick is doing in the Pretoria region. So let's have a look at that video. This is February this year. Goeienaand. Good evening, fellow South Africans. And oh my God, I don't know if you missed the live stream we had today, but wow, what an incredible live stream it was in so many ways. Everybody involved in the projects attached to my channel, and there are many of them now, and the live stream is the best way to actually get to meet these extraordinary people who are volunteering their time, getting no money out of doing what they're doing. Today we had Dwayne, who's been helping with the database side of things and on a strategy basis, and we had Patrick and we had Vanessa, who are both working similar different areas. And about halfway through the discussion, Dwayne said, look, the shops that Patrick used to get his food from, which were basically handed to him and then he would hand it on to the impoverished whites, those shops have changed hands and he can no longer get that free food handout. And then he explained how kids are often seen in white squatter camps sitting on the side on the curb with a piece of dry bread with a bit of jam on it, and that's dinner, if they're lucky. And his comments really got to one of my subscribers who's been following my channel for almost from the very beginning, and his name is Davy. Incredibly generous guy. He's a farmer. And just nonchalantly said in side chat, I'm going to donate Patrick 1 ton of maize. You could have heard a pin drop in that room. It was an extraordinary moment. And if you go to the link down below and follow the whole live stream, you'll see how this all comes about. All I can say for all those people who are supporting Patrick, and I know a lot of my subscribers do, look, this guy is doing extraordinary work. He works his guts out. And the last thing he needs in the world is some smart-ass little female sort of claiming that he's doing the wrong thing. And they should live in shame for doing that. Now, I'm going to post this video up as a complete separate entity. Very shortly now I'll be putting up another video with a couple of videos attached. And but I just wanted to concentrate on the generosity of Davy in coming to the aid of Patrick's project. Good on you, buddy. All right, guys, it's going to be a busy day for me. I've been up for, oh my God, let me have a look. I've been up since, I've been up for 4 hours. I've been up since 2 a.m. It's 6 a.m. here now. But I've got a long day ahead of me, what with Malema and his manifesto and stuff like that. So we'll be covering that later on. But
good evening, goeienaand, fellow South Africans. And I hope your January is going well. Thank you for your support during what has been a tough year for South Africans. I know this. We now have well over 16,000 subscribers on this main channel. loving life. A gain of about 2,000 in less than a week. Our message is getting out there, which is fantastic. I must just add that I see many of my older subscribers like extended family now. You know who you are. Everybody in the group, please meet Patrick, who's doing some wonderful work helping the poorer people in South Africa and the white community. Okay, Patrick, please tell me about your own personal background, a bit about your life and your story.
No problem, Scott. I actually grew up very poor. We never really had money, and we always used to move from place to place. And of course, my father was like a con man, so we basically used to stay about 6 months in a town, and we had to move because they were looking for him. So we were always on the move.
Wow.
My school life, I would say, is basically we didn't have a place to stay. We slept actually in the car, and then I used to go in the mornings to Durban Station to brush my teeth and wash my face before going to school, and that was for months. So I think that's where the helping people actually started, because you can actually put yourself in their shoes and say, okay, well, this
yeah,
very serious, you know exactly how you feel, because I've been there. Or I don't have a place to sleep. I used to sleep under trees and some people's garages, and water and humbug.
Yeah, we got
2 days. So I can put myself into the shoes and say,
right. We've got a poor connection here, but it's coming through fine. I'm just saying, the image of you is not great, and sometimes your voice cuts out, but the message is coming through loud and clear. Sorry, carry on with your story, Patrick. Yeah.
So always when I hear about when they say white privilege, I just kind of laugh, because we never had that option when we grew up to go to university or study further. There just was no money for it. So our main aim was finish school, get to standard 8, and go and work and support your. I just laugh when people say that, So my background basically is just growing up very poor, and you had to fight. Nothing came on a silver plate to us. I had to fight for every little bit that I had, and I think going through it, and now thinking back, I would say it's great to go through that, because you can put yourself in somebody else's shoes and say, listen, I know exactly how you feel. Come on, brother and sister, and I can help you. So yeah, so but it's still sad to see so many of our people still in the condition that they are at the moment.
Yeah, well, it's lovely that you can empathize with people, even if you've had a pretty horrific childhood.
That is, you can't say to somebody, I understand what you're going through, when you haven't been there yourself.
Yeah.
So I think that's where I think Farmers Aid is doing quite well, because we can put them and say, I can say, listen, I'm not exactly bad. You can talk the same language, instead of just
exactly.
saying, I don't understand what you're going through.
We'll get to farmers.
Don't really.
We'll get to Farmers Aid in a moment. But firstly, how have you seen South Africa change since 1994? You personally?
Oh, geez. I would say a lot has changed. Sadly, not for the better. I think if you just look at SAA and Transnet, and you look at all those education system and the health, they're all in a mess. And it's just sad that in 25 years, that a country that was so strong economically and everything was working well, to the state it is in at the moment. It's very sad to see.
Yeah.
And I think the BEE thing with our whites is the most devastating thing that could ever have happened to our people.
Wasn't that supposed to have stopped
Out
after
of
5 years?
And no. According to the president, they said they're going to make more stricter rules. You can have the best business plan. You can go to trade and industry, but as long as white delivering that, you will not get any funding, and that's the sad part. It's instead of basically working together and use the skills that everyone's got, you throw away people. And you can never survive if you're at the skill level. People leave the country or is without a job, and you put incompetent people in the workplace, and that's why you see all this mess that we are in today.
Yeah. No, it's absolutely shocking. And what inspired you to take the path that you have today? I mean, was it your own background?
I would say with my background plays a huge part in it. I was in the music industry for many years, and that's where it actually started. When we did an event and we used the percentage of ticket sales that would go and go to the poor people, and we used to pay buy blankets and food items and stuff like that and give it out. So it basically started back then, and it just kind of grew into because it just got harder and harder for us to bring overseas artists, especially the gospel artists, down to South Africa with the exchange rate and stuff. But deep in my heart, I think I want to do some charity work, and then that's basically how Farmers Aid started.
Yeah,
was that need to help our people.
Yeah, I think it's an amazing idea. I really do. Please tell us more about Farmers Aid and its objectives.
Farmers Aid was started, it's actually more inspired from the American Farm Aid, which was started by Willie Nelson, John Cougar Mellencamp, Neil Young. And they were looking after the small operations closed, the smaller farmers down. And what they did is they got together, they do an event every year, and that money that they made through the event would go to the smaller farmers and keep them in business. And they've been going for about 30 years. That inspired me, and I was thinking, we must do something like that in South Africa. So I contacted them and I said, listen, I love the concept that you guys have in America. Would it be possible if we can do something similar to that in South Africa? I said, sadly, we have the farm murders which you guys don't have. No, we can use the concept, we just can't use the name because it's a trademark. So we said, no, that's fine. Can we use Farmers Aid SA? And they said, no, that's fine. We can use that, and that's how Farmers Aid started. Farmers Aid is basically, it's like a tree. The roots are Farmers Aid, and as a tree grows, there's different branches that grows out of it. We've got the charity side, which provides food and clothing for the poor people. Then we've got the initiative that we're starting now with relocating poor people, let them work on, be self-sufficient. That is going to start this year. So it's just different branches, but the roots of it is Farmers Aid, and out of that, different things are happening.
So it's like an acorn that's growing into a big tree.
Exactly. A lot of people say, which charity can we trust, or which charity can we donate to? There's different things. So we said we combine everything and said, no, yes, everything in one place. Yeah. If you want to donate, we have that branch. If you want to know more about how to get people on the plot, how to get that program on the go, you can. What's that?
Go into
it's basically a one-stop shop.
Yeah. Go into some detail on the various projects you got running, so people get their heads around it.
Charity. We'll start on the charity side. Is we've got about 200 families in Vereeniging that we look after, and then we've got families in Durban. We just got a family now that we found lost. There's about 3 families living in, you can't actually say it's a house, it's more like a shack. If it rains right through the house, and it's covered with tin all on the sides, and a very sad sight to see. And then somebody said, listen, we must go and speak to them. So I went and I approached them. They were very down because a lot of people promised them help and stuff, and nobody kept to the promises. So I sat with a lady. She's 50 years old, and she mixes cement for Indian people, and it was just sad to see, and to see those kids living in that condition. So anyway, I spoke to her, and I said I'll be back in 2 weeks' time. 2 weeks' time, we went and dropped off a lot of gifts and food parcels. I think there's 3 big macro packets of food that we got donated, and we dropped it off. But the change that we saw in 2 weeks was amazing, because they cleaned the house as best as they possibly could, and because it was so small, you can't even swim. And they said, "No, come inside, come and have a look at the house." Now, last time we couldn't see, and it was they just more eager for life, knowing that there was somebody that helped. We get every day, we get messages from them and say, "Listen, thank you for not judging them for the conditions they are, and thank you for providing food and clothing for them." They want tears. And that's the kind of thing you want. You can't. I always say you can't tell a person that I'm when I'm long. He's worried about having his stomach full now, and you got to win their confidence first, and that's what we've done with this family, and it's just one of many. And there's so many of them that we can't reach. We're limited in our resources, and I mean for 2 years we didn't even have a vehicle. We used to do it by foot. Because they damaged our vehicle, and the vehicle was just donated about a year before that to us, and we were dropping off food items, and 6 of them approached me and said, "Listen, what are we doing in the area?" Because it was a mixed area. There was colors, and there was Indians, and there was Africans, and there was whites. So we said, "No, we're dropping off some food parcels," and they said, "Well, if we ever come back here again to drop off food, what they call whiteys, they'll slaughter us in front of them." That was their words. And we ignored it. We didn't say anything. We just went. That upset them. And when we came back, they did something to the engine, which was about like 25,000 rand worth of damage.
Oh,
and with being a charity, we couldn't afford to get a new engine. So we just did it by foot. I used to go into a taxi, take 3 taxis down to Durban, meet up with some people there, go to the area, deliver the food, and take 3 taxis back. Used to come back at 10 o'clock at night, home,
Yeah.
And then I got into a car last year, December, and now we do a little bit more movable and can do a little bit more than what we used to do.
Yeah.
So, it's strange that you get threatened for doing good work.
It is so crazy in South Africa. It really is.
No, it is. It's sad, but it's true.
It's very sad, yeah.
Yes.
So,
we also got the
yeah. Carry on. Yeah.
got the one that we got in the Western Cape, as everybody knows, there is a huge drought still going on, and there's a lot of farmers that need feed and water and stuff. That's a project that we started about a year ago. It was very hard to get off the ground because we had the bales of hay that we got donated. We had trucks donated to us with drivers. All we had to supply was the fuel or the diesel for these trucks. And, we couldn't do that because it was like about 30,000 rand that time to a farmer, 40 bales of hay. So that's the project that's still ongoing, but very difficult to get off the ground.
Yeah, yeah. There's a drought relief project in the Orange Free State as well. I posted a video last week where they got 25 huge trucks, these double trucks full of hay that they would feed they were taking up to the northeastern Cape, and that was such a beautiful thing to see. So you do a similar type of thing to them. You take feed to the farmers.
Put the hands together, a lot can be done.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's actually sad, it's to get the people together. It's a problem. I don't think South Africans have figured out that concept of working together. There's a handful that work together. The rest sit on the pavilion and look while the other ones play the game. And it's sad. It's very, very sad. So much more can be done.
Is that the biggest hurdle you face?
Just get it. And that's the basic core of Farmers Aid, is not about a leader. I think there's too many people that want to be leaders, and Farmers Aid says no, it's not that thing. Farmers Aid is a family. Yeah. Everyone put their heads together and we said, okay, listen, this plan works better than mine, so we're going to go with your plan, or vice versa. It's not. Well, Patrick started Farmers Aid, so he's the leader now. Not at all. We found that, like, that's the salt of the earth. Those are the true heroes of South Africa. Me neither, but they say women can multitask. So yeah, she's very good at that. She's a very sweet lady. Really, I'm blessed to have the privilege to work with her.
Fantastic. And tell us about this project where farmers are taking poor whites on as farm workers to come and work on their farms and offering them land and stuff like that.
Well, we had a call this year from a farmer in Johannesburg. It said he's got a plot that's fully paid up, and he's got a plot next door where they can plant and be self-sufficient. So the whole plan was to say, listen, let's look for families or people that are willing to work. We have to build, we got to get our youngsters involved in agriculture, get them working on farms, get the experience of working on farms. The sad part is to get them, we sent out an email, I think you also posted on it, and we had a lot of response, but sadly the response was from people 70, 50 and over. And the farm work that we're offering is more for youngsters. They even the women was offering to work on the land. Yeah. And it's sad to see that desire to work, and youngsters don't. So we working with a company, with Dwayne. They've got a company in Johannesburg. So they've criticized and said we're using cheap white labor on these farms, which is not true. We say this is for people that's willing, that has maybe just lost their job, doesn't know where to go, he's about to lose his house. Yeah. There's an option for him to build himself up again, go and work on the farm. It's not a 5-star hotel you're going to go to. Yeah. You got to start off from scratch again. But you're gonna have a roof over your head for your family. You can work on the lands. You can be self-sufficient. And we started off with one plot. We're gonna have 3 plots in Johannesburg that was offered, and we've got one in Cape Town.
Fantastic. And you also giving them.
Well. So yeah. And this company. Yeah. So what we say is we're looking for youngsters to come and get the experience from a farmer, get that experience and the knowledge that the farmer has, and work your way up. If you want to go after 6 or 7 months, your choice. But you're only going to get one chance. Right. If you're not going to take it, help will not be offered to you again. And it works the same as with charity. We see that you're not doing anything yourself in those 3 months. Yeah. Then help won't be given to you, and then we give it to somebody else. And because we say, sadly our people have, especially our youngsters, with all the handouts that they get with the squatter camps, all that, they don't want to work because they know there's a food pass coming at the end of the day. And we say that actually has to stop, so that people can say, listen, but there is an option where we can work and earn our food or plate at night. It's not easy, but then we also got on the same plot, we're going to have farm security that we're going to start this year as well, training in it, so people will know what to look for. There will be firearm training. Everything will be you'll get a certificate, a legal certificate to say that you've finished the course,
Yeah.
and the stuff. So the farm, instead of the farmer paying 5,000, maybe 4,000 rand, and they'll have a guard 24/7,
Yeah.
one in the day and one in the night, on their farm. Because we've seen that, and I've seen that myself. I used to go to a farmer. It was about 12 o'clock in the day, and he was watching sport in the lounge, and his doors and stuff were wide open. You know, and then I think the farmers also need to change their way of thinking.
Yeah.
You know, some still think that if we have too much, if we don't have any security pass the farm by, and that's not, you know, that's not a way to go. If they're going to attack you, they're going to attack you.
Okay.
More people on your farm is going to be more security for you. It'll be harder for them to attack a farm with 12, 15 other people on your farm.
Especially if they've got guns.
Exactly. You know, so I mean, the one farm, the guy's looking for 20 people,
Right.
to work on his farm, and he wants. He's 73 years old, and we've only managed to get about 2 people so far.
Right.
The others don't want to work because they want a 10,000 rand salary, and they want a 5-star. It's not. You know, you're not going to get it.
Mm.
You know, you got to start from scratch. You don't start in a company and you start by a CEO level. You know, you start from the bottom and you work your way up, and so that's your salary. You know? And with the training is we're looking more for ex-military. Went to military training years ago, and that's for the ages from 48 upwards.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a plan for youngsters to work on the farm, get the experience. If you want to go overseas, at least you've got the experience of farming overseas.
What a great idea.
And then we got the security side with experienced ex-military people getting training, and so the old age and the elderly also were able to cater basically for both.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I mean, I take my hat off to you. I mean, what you're doing is amazing. And Corrine is, I think, here with us. She's listening in. I'm pretty sure Corrine would be here.
I'm sure she will be. A lot of credit has got to go to Corrine.
Yeah. What is your appeal to white farmers listening right now? Do you have something, a message for them?
My appeal to them would be to support us in this initiative. You know, open more of your farms open us so that we can get these projects going on different farms across the country. You know, you're not only creating jobs, but you're also creating safety for your family. You know, I think just too many farmers are just getting killed too easily in South Africa.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, one farm attack is enough, and we've had hundreds and thousands of them. So, you know, this initiative can work. With the system that we have with the company in Joburg, we'll now vent each person, so we'll get the right person on the farm for the right job. It won't just be a family you just take off the street and put them. No, it will be a whole process to go through to get the right people on the farm. And you know, you got to look at the safety of your family. Most farmers say they don't sleep at night. Here's the opportunity. We'll train the right people with the experience to look before they leave, before they attack a farm. So all of that will go into the training, and you can sleep peaceful knowing that there will be somebody walking around looking after your safety, and they'll have a job and an income to sustain themselves as well.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So basically, if I put out an appeal for white farmers who are happy to take on and train young white people to work on a farm, and that security side is obviously very different, because that's a different project. But your main thing is to try and find young people who can go, and young white people who are in squatter camps or in poverty, and give them a dignity and a purpose to move forward.
Exactly, you know. But they've got to be willing to work. You know, it's. I've always say farm work is not easy work. And you know, you're going to work. You're going to work early in the morning. You're going to work until late.
At least you got work. You got food. You got a roof over your head.
Exactly. Yeah, you're going to have. Yeah, you're going to have an income, and you're going to get the experience from a farmer who's been doing it for 20, 50 years, which is not always available in the book that you can read. You know, so you're going to have that, and you can be self-sustainable.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to grow your own vegetables. So, yeah, so there's a lot to offer. You know, it's better than just sitting in a camp waiting for a handout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
a few months later, we had another drive, which was incredibly successful. Something like 30 tons of maize meal. And once again, Davy, one of the channel heroes, came to the fore, and he was instrumental in participating and making sure that happened. And we had a whole lot of other food that was delivered to impoverished white people in the Pretoria region. And look, all I say is go and look at my old videos. You'll find them there, my channels. They're all there. All I'm doing is just taking little pieces because you need to understand the history. But probably our most successful recent food and feed drive to help impoverished farmers, regardless of colour, was at Uppington. And what I'm going to do now is show you a few videos where you can actually watch what happened. Now, at that time, Loving Life and Farmers Aid were the only two organizations working together. So from the days when Patrick and Farmers Aid had a few people that he was actually working with in Durban, helping them, the whole thing is transformed. And we've been very, very happy to be part of that, because we have an obligation to help the minority groups in South Africa, regardless of colour, because they are being persecuted. Whether you like it or not, that's the situation. So, what happened? In September this year, we had a food and feed drop in Uppington. Huge success. And I'm going to just attach a few video clips so you can have a look at that, so you get an idea of what's going on. You can see that we're selling paintings, we're doing all sorts of stuff. And this Saturday night, the 16th of November, we're going to be selling a set of extremely valuable Big 5 paintings. There's a reserve already on for 10,000 Rand. And during that auction, which you can participate in the live stream, if you go live with us, we're also going to be talking to Patrick when he delivers his next huge food and feed distribution to the group at Williston. And once again, we're not talking colour, we're talking about the farming community at Williston. So, here come the videos. Now, please remember to subscribe to the Loving Life main channel. Ring the bell for the updates. Like this video, share this video. Please stay safe. And remember that this channel is on your side. It's been on your side way before other groups have just magically appeared from nowhere. Okay, so we are there long term. We have a huge community. We have a huge following of supporting staff, and they're all involved in all our projects. All right, guys, here come the videos from the Uppington Drive, and I hope to see you this Saturday night, 16th of November, or this Saturday. because we'll be on the whole day on Saturday. I'm sorry. So, whole day on Saturday, please come and join us. We're going to be covering this food and feed drive live at Williston with Patrick from Farmers Aid and other members of the team. Cheers, guys.
Which is a similar distance. Now, yesterday, Patrick drove 635 kilometers, and it took him about 6.5 hours to get to his destination. So, let's get Patrick on and have a chat to him and Darby. Alright guys, good to see you. I actually see neither of you. I see like in between both of you. So, point the camera, there we go. Hi Patrick, how are you? Hi Darby. Good to see you, buddy.
Very well,
So, tell me what you guys have been up to today. Patrick?
Today we went to pick up the maize. Darby went to pick up the trailer. Thought that there was some issue with the trailer that he had to get fixed up. And then we loaded in the afternoon. We loaded about 100 bags, 25 kg bags.
Right.
So, yeah, so we got the vegetables in food containers, put into packets, so that's ready to go. So yeah, basically just now waiting for tomorrow morning to head down to Uppington.
What time do you start in the morning?
We haven't decided yet. We're looking at about 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we might do a cross at 6 o'clock in the morning just to cover your departure and have a look at the the trucks and stuff like that. Good evening, fellow South Africans and citizens of the world. And yes, we are in Uppington, and this is live. You are watching live, and I'll just show you where we are, where Darby and Patrick have driven today. You can see Bloemfontein right over here. Patrick drove up to Bultfontein, where he met Darby, went through to Kimberley, all the way up here to Uppington, right over this side. Huge, huge journey, 7 hours on the road. And let me just show you that again. Okay, so he started off here in Bloemfontein this morning, drove up to Bultfontein where we had the last cross, and drove across the Free State into the Northern Cape, all the way here to Uppington. As I said, a huge journey. Now, let's get back to what's happening. Here we are live. This is in Uppington. You can see the food or the feed delivery trucks coming in with their bales of hay and animal food, which is going to be distributed tomorrow. Patrick, tell me what it's like over there.
It's fantastic. Some of the trucks that arrived.
Yeah.
There's still 7 trucks that still need to arrive, and then tomorrow there's some more trucks coming through. So we're going to leave all the trucks here tonight, and everybody will go to the
and I take it you have security there.
inside the gate fence, so it'll be fine.
Sorry, what was that, Patrick?
So it's a gated community. So
right, okay. So no little totsis can get in.
No, none of these dark ones.
Okay, well that's good news. Do you want to take us around and just show us some of the trucks and the feed that they've got?
Show you one of the big trucks. There's about 7 of these ones coming.
Wow, look at that.
One of them.
That's just hay, isn't it?
Yeah, this is just feed.
Wow. So you've met Chris? You've had a chat to Chris?
Yes. He's just busy arranging and sorting everything out for everybody. I'm sure he'll be outside soon.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll just be spectators and watch.
Before all the Afrikaans papers. These are the ones. I'm going to speak to one of them.
Yeah, sure.
Hier is een spel. Hier wordt ons ja, so speak about issues in English.
Hi there. Who we speaking to, Patrick?
And then?
Francois Kleinsmith.
Francois Kleinsmith.
It-
He's one of the farmers that came from Rustenburg.
Yeah.
From Rustenburg.
Oh,
And here we
fantastic,
go.
fantastic
Here
job.
another,
TJ.
Scott from Australia.
Hello, Scott. How are you?
Hi, good, thank you. Who am I speaking to?
That's good. Wish you were here so that you can see what we're doing this weekend or this week.
Oh,
We're doing a lot of fodder and everything for the farmers down in Kleinburg. It's called. It's about 60 km from up in. Very
wow.
dry.
Yeah, look, it's terrible. I've been hearing about it.
I think it's, if I am correct, about 12 hectares, about 12 buckies with trailers full of fodder and feed and everything to the farms.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. So, no problems on the road?
Live stream the distribution tomorrow.
Fantastic. So you're going to do a live stream there from Kleinburg.
Yes, every
Can't
country.
wait for that. And I have a friend in Brisbane, Tupata. He's a very good friend of South Africa, so you must make sure he sees it as well. Right.
Well, tell him to just go to Loving Life, or search for Loving Life on YouTube, and you'll see this live stream, and he'll see you.
All right. Thank you for you guys. We appreciate your help and your support there. Eh?
Oh, you're very welcome. You're very welcome.
Thank you. Oh, well.
Okay.
Now we've got a handsome guy, yeah? I think you're trying speaking to the old farm. So let's
Yeah.
give it all to the
Hi there. Who are we speaking to?
AJ.
AJ. Oh, AJ. Hi, AJ. How are you? You're one of the main Boeredroogte help guys. I remember. So tell me about your trip down from Limpopo. Was it no issues, no problems coming down? Patrick, I can't hear him.
We came from Rustenburg in Northwest this morning. We left about 4. And yeah, everyone's safe here. No real problems.
That's good.
So yeah, that's good.
So tell me how things have changed since we last spoke to you when we had that food drive in Pretoria. How have things changed on the road for you in South Africa in those few months?
Yes, a lot of people know about us now. Busy most of the time on the show. Hardly there the whole week. Sorting out stuff. Yeah. People are actually approaching us now for help. We used to have the big crowd.
So that publicity really helped, did it? Well, that's great news. Well, we'll be covering the distribution tomorrow morning, and obviously we're covering you live at the moment. So, how many food drops or feed drops have you done since we had our last cross with you back in Pretoria, which is back in July?
I don't know exact amount, but we're averaging at least 1 or 2. Some weeks we basically do 3 drops a week.
3 drops a week. That's huge. You must spend your life on the road.
Yeah, no, luckily I don't need that much. I run the construction company. So.
Yeah. Wow. Fantastic. And how many trucks exactly are there coming into Uppington tonight or later today? I'm sorry, I can't hear him, Patrick.
So far it's 12 trucks, fully loaded, and then between 10 and 13 buckies with trailers.
Wow, and I believe it's over R1 million worth of feed that you've been able to put together.
Along with the stuff that Patrick bought, I think this drop will be easily worth over 1.2 million.
Wow, 1.2 million. Fantastic. That's amazing. And where are the Uppington farmers? Are they gathered in a hall somewhere, or what's happening there?
Some of them came to greet us when we came to town, but I think most of them will only come tomorrow.
Right. So, are you having like a barbecue tonight, or what's the schedule?
Yes, yeah, we're definitely going to have a barbecue.
Right. Okay. Well, what time is that scheduled to start?
Around 7, just after 7. This is just busy parking the buckets.
Yeah.
The trucks, we park the bucket here now, and then as soon as they come back, we'll see that there.
Right. And is Chris around? Yeah. Okay.
I can't get far around if you want to speak. Here he is.
So, tell me about Uppington. Is this like the center for the farmers to come to in this drought disaster area?
Most places we drop will be in the Northern Cape, we have to drive to Uppington, so it's a good thing.
Yeah, we'll have to just be a bit closer, Patrick.
Yes, like I said, at the moment, all the places we assist with fodder and stuff, we have to drive to Uppington. So at this moment, it's the best center point for us.
Right. And what's the schedule for? Oh, I've actually got your schedule for tomorrow. Patrick sent that to me. Yeah, you've got a. Let me just see if I can pull it up. Comments, Patrick. Where is it? Patrick. Okay, I think I've got to do it here, haven't I? There we go. Yeah. Here I've got it. So this is the program for tomorrow, the 19th September.
Sorry, say again, what?
I've just got the program up. So 7 a.m. it says Vertrek 8 Uppington. So that means you're leaving from Uppington. Aankom by Kleinbegin. Where's Kleinbegin?
That's about 100 k's, 100 odd k's from here.
Oh, okay. So you're not doing the distribution here. You're doing the distribution at Kleinbegin.
Yeah.
That's why we use Uppington as a central point.
Right. And then it says 10:15 a.m. Open with prayers.
Yes, that's correct.
And then 10:30 a.m. Tomorrow you offload the feed and get the food out for the farmers.
Yes.
And then 1 o'clock you've got a light lunch.
Yes, that's correct.
And then 2 o'clock you've got another prayer for rain.
Yes.
And at 2 o'clock it says Hervat van Aflaai and Verdeling. That's distribution, isn't it? At 2 o'clock tomorrow. And then it says 5 o'clock gezelligheid by Turu Lodge met gaskunstenaar Elizabeth and Clunk by someone else. So you have here like an evening session.
Yes, we're going to have a small concert and then just have a like a prayer.
Right.
Like we call it.
Okay, fantastic. Well, that's absolutely amazing. I mean, I just think that what you guys are doing is just God's work. It's just absolutely amazing. And everybody in the side chat is just blown away. You know, they're just seeing all these trucks full of food and feed and wow. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop email address into the side chat here, and also Droogte helps banking details, so that if people feel so disposed, just feel free to make a donation. This is Patrick's PayPal. I'll just put here Patrick's PayPal.
Well, when I do a donation for Boerenwood, just make sure they say it's for diesel.
Ah, okay.
Or they can...
Did you? I hope you heard that, guys. Just make sure you say it's for diesel. And I'll also put in the below the actual video itself too. Now let's just do to help. This is their banking details, guys, if you feel so disposed and they really need money for fuel. That's their huge expenses, fuel. Okay, there's the to help. Right, so once you've finished parking the trucks and stuff right now, are you then off to a central place to go and chat and relax and, you know, get prepared for tomorrow? Right.
We use not speaking most of the time as well. So everyone's going to use it.
Yeah. Patrick, can we just go a bit closer? I couldn't hear what he said.
Yes, Scott, after everyone dropped off the trucks and buggies and stuff, we actually parked the buggies here at Nava Lodge. Mm-hmm. They always used to sleep over. Everyone's going to meet back over here.
Great. Now, Patrick, can we go and have a look at the trucks that are parked there and just see what's happening around the place?
Okay. Maybe.
So, the update, guys, is there are about 40 trucks and buckies that are coming up, and you can see the feed on the back of this trailer. A huge amount of feed, and they're 40 like that, which are coming into Uppington, and tomorrow they're driving up to a little central point where the food will be distributed to the farmers and the feed will be distributed to the farmers as well. And here you can see that that's food in there, Patrick.
Yeah, oranges and some maize and stuff as well.
Fantastic. Wow. There's some more feed for the animals. It must be a surreal sort of situation to be in, Patrick, you know, just watching this all happen and all these people arriving at one central spot.
Absolutely beautiful. When we were waiting for the rest of the trucks, people were hooting as they were driving past, giving us the fun.
Fantastic.
So they really appreciate it. I just saw Chris riding his. I'm going to go to him quickly.
Yeah.
Grab him before he just